Yo, I'm Karlan.
Norika.
And we are outside.
On the bench.
Again.
On the bench.
Yes.
On the bench. On the bench. If you're not from KZN or Durban, this place might look unfamiliar.
Very unfamiliar. But if you're from Durban, you should know where we are.
Where are we, Karlan?
We're at Lugs.
At
vibes.
At Blue Lagoon.
We're at Lugs.
What's your favorite Blue Lagoon story?
I don't know. Probably just sitting here coming, on a date, bunny chow.
You come here on a date?
Randomly. Yeah, you pull
You
out,
brought a date here?
park your car.
For bunny chow on a first date?
You just have, not first date,
okay.
just a date.
Imagine eating bunny chow on your first date.
That's how you know the girl's real.
Damn.
She's willing to, get in there, Manicure done everything. She's willing to just, she don't
Curry
care.
stained nails?
Yeah, she don't care, fam.
Damn.
She don't fit.
I don't think anyone's ever brought me on a date here.
Well, then you haven't lived life.
No,
Nobody really loves you.
No, but we grew up in the sections. I remember coming with the fam. Also, our older sister, shout out Carmen, would tell us stories about.
She grew up here.
She used to bunk uni to come park like these guys. You can't see them. You can't see them because they're on that side of the camera. Park under the tree.
Sip something
cold on a warm day.
Little throat lotion. The vibes.
Throats are open. And it's December, so the throats are open.
Yeah, so we're allowed to do that.
People are out here already, guys.
They are. It's a December mood around here. It's December when you see those Vitos, those minibus.
There's one parked right here.
Right here. That's December. I literally saw it and I was like, that is the December convoy vehicle.
It just doesn't have music being played right now.
It's like our version of like a party bus. That's what it is.
We're here to talk about the football and we're going to start off with some spectacular news. Treble winners, Sundowns lady. We've said it before, I'm going to say it again. The club is moving mad. The men's team is moving mad. And the ladies' team is equally moving as mad. They have been crowned the Hollywood Bet Super League
Women's
champions.
Yeah.
If you're a champion, you're a champion.
You're a champion. And it's a treble too. So are we surprised? No. Because it's Sundowns. And the Sundowns ladies. And they won their game 7-0 also to just officially win the league, So yeah, treble for women's team might be a first. Yeah. Got a clip on that.
100%.
But yeah, exciting.
Super exciting. Other big news was, what's going on with your club?
COVID.
Protesting.
Man. Omegatron is out here.
Omicron.
Omarion is out here doing the things, fam.
From you got served.
I feel like I'm
a battle.
I need to be, when he's in the rain there, when he's fighting with Market and he's going off.
Oh
no. Sort out his life's problem. That is my club right now.
So they don't pitch up, but Cape Town City pitched up.
So 31 people, well, no less than 31 people have been infected with COVID, right?
Okay.
Sad news. We don't like that to happen.
Okay.
So the whole club shut down.
Okay.
Right. They appealed to the PSL to postpone games. PSL said, we hear you, but we're just gonna think about it.
Okay.
So no official communication was made to clubs whether the game is postponed or carrying on or anything, right? So which is why Cape Town City was like, you have your problems, I'm still gonna pitch up.
Yes, because if they pitch up and the PSL said you have to play the game and Kaizer Chiefs don't pitch up, Cape Town City win the points.
Yeah.
Also, I'm pretty sure at minimum you need 7 players. So you're gonna tell me Kaizer Chiefs couldn't field 7 players?
I mean, you could go to a situation where you're going to field academy graduates and all of that, but when you have a COVID outbreak at that magnitude, do you really take the chance of, putting people who are potentially around people infected with COVID onto the field and around other people?
I think the point you go to Cape Town City.
I don't know. I think Cape Town City were being petty. The way they just pulled up to the stadium when they knew Kaizer Chiefs were not going to be there. They were out here tweeting like a sad day for football. Cape Town City team and staff going through our regular card checks with officials. We all knew what was going to happen. It was just for show. I think they were being petty. But
because Chiefs said we're not coming.
Yeah, Chiefs were like, we ain't pulling up.
They RSVP'd saying no.
And then they woke up on the day. They were like, I just want to lay in bed today. That's what it was.
The RSVP was always no. Actually, what Kaizer Chiefs did was, when someone asks you out and you go, yeah, maybe, maybe.
I'm there.
They didn't come through.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's kind of crazy. It's also because all these people that are infected, some people might not have gotten tested. It might have been a false positive, false negative test. Everyone has to go into isolation for at least like 10 days.
Yep.
Club's down bad,
It's a lot of stuff, yeah.
Glamour Boys are down bad this December.
Games are probably going to be postponed for December now after this whole debacle.
We don't know this
We
yet.
don't know.
At time of shooting, we don't know
yeah,
this.
so
Maybe.
it's kind of like a touch and go situation right now.
There was also some CAF Confederation Cup results. So the Paris game got cancelled. I'm not 100% sure why. I'm going to put my money on COVID.
Did they get given the points?
Yeah, they got given the points.
That's all we
Move
care
on to the
about.
next round. And then, unfortunately, Maruma Gallants are out of the Confed because they lost 1-0 on aggregate, even though they were held to a goalless draw against the DR Congo big boys, TP Mzembe. So Maruma Gallants are out. I think they're currently sitting like 12th on the log. So maybe they had a good run for their first time in the Confed.
Yeah.
And I think now they just need to put in
The league form.
yeah,
Focus.
tunnel vision.
Focus.
Laser focus on their league form. But talking about the league, let's go into some results. See, December. I don't know if you guys can hear it, but it's a taxi with music. Chippa United caught a 2-1 L from Golden Arrows. Back-to-back wins for Golden Arrows pushes them back into the top 8. Thoughts? No thoughts, like Coach Gav?
No thoughts for Coach Gav, but Arrows, consistent team, reflecting the performances from last season.
Solid.
You know, back-to-back wins, top 8. You know, so are we surprised about the results? I don't think we should be as fans anymore. But yeah,
that's good on them. Another big game, well, kind of big game. Swallows versus Maritzburg ended in a 1-1 draw. So Dylan Kerr is now in charge of Swallows. They literally said a week ago, clean house, spring cleaning, ready for December. Everyone get out of here.
Yeah.
They brought in Dylan Kerr.
yeah.
It wasn't an L in his first game with Swallows. It was a 1-1 draw, but they were 1-0 down to Maritzburg.
It's probably one of the weirdest signings of the season.
Their coach.
Dylan Kerr as Swallows manager. I mean, you're going from a coach like Brandon Truttle, who was there for a while, you know, implemented his philosophy, took the team up, you know, from Glad Africa, and then now you're getting somebody like Dylan Kerr, who's been around top flight football in the league, you know, with Leopards and TTM, but we all know what happens to those clubs.
Yeah.
So then now you hire a man like Dylan Kerr, what are you really expecting? Are you expecting now
Not losing.
and now we're just, you know, in mitigation, like game management mode,
Yeah.
just to survive? Or are we
Do
trying,
not get relegated.
you know, or are we trying to like go up on the table? So I think a signing like that, a manager like that, means that you just don't want to get relegated. So yeah.
Really good. So Maritzburg went into the lead. Bongokuhle Shlongwane Aoyang. Starboy up Bafana took Maritzburg into the lead, and then Swallows came through with a late equalizer. I think Coach Dylan is going to take it as a positive.
Yeah. So I mean,
considering where Swallows are sitting.
it's a point gained for them, you know, and hopefully
Still at the bottom of the table
still
though.
at the bottom of the table.
There.
but- Wow.
There.
Hopefully they can take this point and go forward.
Hopefully they can go forward. So one of the biggest games, at least in KZN, was one of the KZN derbies, and we have quite a few KZN derbies because we have 4.
There's actually a lot of derbies.
We have 4 KZN
There's
teams.
a lot of derbies throughout the league.
So AmaZulu versus Royal AM that ended in a goalless draw. It just seemed like AmaZulu missed opportunities.
There was that point when we were watching, and then I think it was Memela was 1-on-1, you know, with the keeper, and then he rounded the keeper. Everybody thought it was the goal.
DStv
Even
Prem,
DStv thought it was
SuperSport
a goal.
thought it was a goal.
You know, he ran the keeper, he shot. It should have been a net, but it wasn't.
Literally before he even took his shot, I oath, bro. Oath on Karlan's life.
Yo, my
they
life.
changed the scoreline 1-0 to AmaZulu.
What had happened?
And then he kicked it and he missed.
Yeah.
And then Coach Benny was
beside himself. He didn't understand what happened.
He was furious. He didn't even know how to react. You know when you're so angry, you can't react. All you do
gotta
is
wipe your eyes and be like, is what I'm seeing actually what I'm seeing, you know?
It was a mess. It was a mess. But Royal AM, I keep wanting to say Royal AM. Royal AM finished with 0 shots on target.
Yeah.
AmaZulu were just missing chances. And this is 4 draws in a row for Coach Benny.
But you're unbeaten, you know? You do drop out of the top 8,
Yes.
but you're 9th. So you basically.
I think a draw is like losing because 1 point is closer to 0 points than 1 point is closer to 3 points.
Yeah, but 0 points is 0 points, and 1 point is 1 point game. So at the end of the day, a point's a point.
There were quite a few draws in this game week. So Stellenbosch, who were second going into this game, were up against Mamelodi Sundowns.
Yeah.
So Mamelodi Sundowns, at the end of this game, the game ended 1-1. So Sundowns are still unbeaten. So it was 1 goal for Stellenbosch, 1 goal for Sundowns.
Yep.
This draw pushed Stellenbosch, I think they're 4th.
Yeah, like but down now.
4th?
Like, they were high up, and then now like the points.
I think they're 4th or 5th
Yeah.
on the log. When they at one point were
Yeah.
second unbeaten, now they've got 2 losses under their belt with a couple of draws, and they've been pushed down. Sundowns are still unbeaten. But kind of crazy that Sundowns have only conceded 3 goals so far this season.
Yeah, I think 3 goals in 13 or 14 games. You know, and
13 games.
When I was watching, I didn't know what the stats was, but it felt like that was the first time seeing the season of watching Sundowns concede first.
Yeah.
And having to come back from behind.
This was actually their first time this season when they had to come from
Yeah,
behind.
you see, so I don't know how true that is. Maybe we're wrong, but I think after watching all the games, that's what I remember. I
Yes.
don't remember Sundowns, coming back from behind the season. So it did take a lot of the team, especially coming back in the second half. And the way Stellenbosch were playing, no fear. Literally,
Yeah.
they were going at Sundowns the entire 90 minutes. I wouldn't have been surprised if Stellenbosch was the team to actually defeat Sundowns.
So Junior Mendieta had a penalty call shout.
Yeah.
Overturned by the ref. Ref said not a penalty. Then Ashley Dupree got fouled in the box by Mutau. And Junior Mendieta stepped up, took the pin.
He was literally involved in all of the things. in that
Stellenbosch
game.
went up 1-0.
Yeah. And then they conceded.
They thought this was going to be it. They were going to be the David to the Goliath, which is Mamelodi Sundowns in the DStv Prem. And Lila K.
He did his
equalised
job.
in
Yeah.
the second half.
We like that.
Assist from Kutumela. Kutumela came on. Guys, I'm telling you now, Kutumela's a certified baller.
If we call that an assist for a shot that was taken like 30 yards.
But it
out
was
the
him
box,
who got the ball and passed
I
it
feel like we
to
need-
Lyle. So what is an assist?
We need to start regulating what an assist is.
But
If I pass you the ball here and you run 100 meters and score a goal, that's my assist to you. That doesn't make sense.
But doesn't that
That
what's
doesn't
counted
make
as an
sense.
assist?
It is legally.
Exactly.
Legally
I'm
it's
just
an
saying.
assist.
I'm talking on technicalities
But
here.
we know it's not an assist, guys. Come on.
I'm just saying Kutumela comes on and he affects the game,
Yeah.
right? He's a positive impact on a game.
Okay.
Game ended 1-1. Point taken for Stellenbosch, I think, off a Giants Mamelodi Sundowns.
Yeah.
It's always a celebration. It's a positive. That's 2 points
And
dropped
maybe,
for
maybe this is the start of Sundowns
Sundowns.
dropping points and closing that gap in the league.
maybe not. I think they could go on like a draw run. And you actually said it. You put it out in the footballing
That's what I said.
universe
I hope so.
that they go on a draw. But we want to see an unbeaten.
You can still be unbeaten, not win the league. They can draw every single other game, and then KZN Chiefs can win.
Why does it have to be? KZN Chiefs aren't even second,
They were.
but they're not.
Because we're going to the most right now, but that's not the point.
They're not there. Okay, let's move on from KZN Chiefs because I feel like any opportunity Karlan will want to speak about the Glamour Boys. I think the game of the weekend, and probably the only reason I think it's the game of the weekend, is because this win took them to second on the log, and I don't think they would have expected being in second on the log. SuperSport lost 1-0 to Sekhukhune. Crazy, because I think Sekhukhune got a red card.
For, like,
Then it was 10v11.
literally within the first 10 minutes.
And then literally 14 minutes later,
Yeah.
SuperSport got a red card, and then it was equal ground, 10v10.
It's a weird experience watching a 10v10 football match. It's low-key weird. But
It's like an extra space always when the players move across. So yeah, definitely a red card for the Sekhukhune player Mcube, because there was a studs up challenge. I don't know why players still do this at a professional level.
Yeah.
Like, why are you running?
It just shows that you don't have the capacity to be tackling like that. So
At all. And then red card for the SuperSport United player Mbata on his debut.
tough one, but I mean, that one was a bit soft. I can't lie, but I think the referee took home just felt like we got to level it. If I gave it for that one, because I didn't think really the first one was a red, but if you give that one for a red, you got to give that one from Bart. Yeah, you know. So at least he was consistent with that. So
consistency with your
good
calls.
reffing, bad reffing. Yeah.
For a large part of the game, it looked like it was going to end a goalless draw, and each team were going to take 1-1. But then Sekhukhune said, "No, not on my watch. We are going to score a goal." They scored a late winner, moved up to second on the log. Do you think they celebrated that evening?
You have to, you know, closing the gap to Sundowns. You know. A newly promoted team, you know, so you gotta win the small achievements in life. Gotta celebrate.
It's been a tough year. We need to celebrate the tough ones. But it was an interesting game of football. I think this season just seems like a season where anything can happen. We have Sekhukhune, Royal AM, and I think Kaizer Chief all on at time of recording this video. All basically on the same points difference, and it's only their losses and draws that are separating them on the log if they are at second, third or fourth. Still putting in mind, like, if there's good performances from other Chiefs, like if Pirates somehow find their second win for the second half of the season, anything can happen. If Sundowns decide to draw and lose games, anything can happen. But there are a lot of upcoming fixtures to look forward to. Sundowns versus Royal AM. Who's your money on?
Sundowns.
Colin, but it's a KZN team. And Royal AM have beaten
Sundowns.
Big teams.
I ain't changing.
You just don't like Royal AM.
I never said that.
Okay. But?
Sundowns.
Money's on Sundowns.
That's just objective.
They went on a draw. They just drew a game.
Yeah, but
they're
not going to lose. So.
And Royal AM seem like the guys that like pitch up in those big games against those big teams.
They do seem like that villain.
They do. They're not the villain. Sorry, I don't know why.
They heal. You know, they're just a bad guy. You know, not really bad guy.
They're not a bad guy.
They're bad guys.
They're not a bad guy. Sekhukhune versus Maruma Gallants. Now the Gallants are out of the Confed Cup. Sekhukhune also in second on the log. If they win this game, it's good
Closing
for them.
The gap. Yeah.
But I don't know if Maruma Gallants are going to rebrand and only concentrate on the league now to try to get into the top 8 because they're out of the Confed Cup. So
it's going to be a tough one.
It is going to be a tough one. Stellenbosch versus SuperSport. Another midweek fixture. Stellenbosch, if they win, they're still competing with that second position spot.
And you get
continental football.
Yeah, that's what the competition is, I think, between those couple of teams.
And also in the midweek, which I think it's going to be like a KZN versus Soweto team matchup. So AmaZulu against Pirates. Money on?
AmaZulu.
Definitely.
Yes, sir.
Oh, Colin. Arrows versus Chiefs?
I already took one KZN team. I'm sorry. You know the vibes, baby.
I hope. Would Chiefs even pitch up? Let's
no,
start there.
That's the thing though. We all know. Same thing what happened this past weekend. Same thing. We're gonna say we're coming, wake up on that day, open the window, see the rain and be like, sorry guys, I can't make it. Exactly that.
So there's a lot of permutations that could happen because the things that Sundowns coach Mangoba Ngiti. Am I getting better?
No, that was worse.
Mangoba Ngiti, better?
That was worse.
Mangoba
It just keeps on going down every time you say it.
We're in season 2 of the bench. Surely it's better than season 1.
How are you that bad?
Mangoba Ngiti. Okay, I'm gonna practice this, but there's a lot of. He even came out and said December is just gonna be football, midweek game, weekend game, midweek game. There's like 7 games to be played. 6 to 7 games to be played now in December, and I think the teams are going to feel it now with Omicron on a world tour.
Tough.
Players are going to be out. Games. I don't know what's going to happen if we're going to get into. Stop it.
That's how you stay away from the virus.
Dance your way out of it. Yeah. So after whatever happens in these midweek games, I think we're going to see another KZN Derby, Royal AM versus Arrows. So if Royal AM win in their midweek game and they beat Arrows, like if Royal AM beat Sundowns and they go into the weekend beating Arrows, it puts them in a strong position to finish second. And then if Chiefs on the weekend decide to pitch up against Sekhukhune, knowing that both those teams, like if Sekhukhune win in the midweek, Chiefs beat Arrows in the midweek, they're going to be level on points. It's kind of like a competition for a second on the log at this point. Who's your money on? Sekhukhune or Chiefs?
Chiefs.
Sekhukhune are doing... Colin, why are you a delusional fan?
Because you got to support the boys.
And you've only been a fan of Chiefs for like 13 games.
Yeah, but I give them my all, so I don't care.
This doesn't make sense.
You back your boys. I don't flip-flop like the person next to me. You see?
I don't flip-flop. I just support the KZN teams.
Sure.
The KZN
The KZN teams, AmaZulu. But yeah.
Drop a comment. Let us know. Do you think Chiefs are actually going to pitch up for games, or is this Omicron on a world tour just going to affect football? Should the PSL consider creating a what do they call it? A biosecure
bubble.
A bio bubble for the remainder of the PSL season, or at least for a couple of months, until we get Omicron under wraps. If you are a Sekhukhune fan, come through and let us know how excited you are about Sekhukhune being second on the log. And please, guys, tell Karlan to stop dancing, because I don't know what this is. If this was a You Got Served battle, your squad would lose. Yes? Done?
Vaccine done.
Okay, cool. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. It's all love. You know the vibes. Until next time. Bye.